So, what do you think we're gonna see thus far? We did see a lot of Groks being banned out and picked, but to varying degrees of success. I do believe as well that.
Well, I'm going to predict very easily that MYA will ban out Fanny here.
Okay.
That has been a staple for them all throughout.
But a couple of times that Fanny wasn't banned and wasn't picked out anyway. So
well, not for MYA. MYA has consistently banned out Fanny not only in MSL but in other matches that they have played before this. Grok being removed by Resurgence here telegraphs a sort of more standard draft that we've been seeing yesterday and not quite as dynamic as today's.
Just so you guys know that I think it was Resurgence yesterday. What was the picks that Resurgence picked out for in their games yesterday?
So Resurgence had Hayabusa, Harley, Jawhead, Saber, and Hylos in the first one. In the second game, they picked up Jawhead and Natalia again. Hylos was also there with Harley, so we're most likely going to see a Harley pick come through. But on the first side of MYA, given they did not ban out for the first time ever Fanny,
this is going to be interesting.
They will not take it.
Hellcut being picked up first. Wow, I'm surprised. Lancelot being banned out, Martis being banned out. I'm quite surprised that they didn't pick up like maybe someone like Gushin on the first rotation. But Hellcut is a pretty good choice here.
So here we're going to see on the side of Resurgence, it is going to be VT that has played him both games yesterday and today as well. So it's going to be the third time that VT is going to be playing that Jawhead. And that's pretty good. It was Suna that played Hayabusa in the first game, coming out perfectly with a 4-0 and 2, and Harley as well not being covered. Resurgence is having a very consistent lineup, sort of echoing the other Singaporean teams. They hardly change things up, with Hylos rounding out that composition as well.
Well, if I know Singaporean teams any better, right, they do have this kind of mentality whereby they don't want to show too much of their cards early on, so they are going to be sticking with a composition that they're very much familiar with. I don't think that they're going to spice things up with any weird picks. I do like the fact that the Minotaur is being hovered over, coming in from the side of MYA. Gushin being picked out here, but they're going to go for the Akai instead. Cho rounding off the picks here and rounding off the 100% pick rate that's being shown here for the entirety of the entire MSL. I do like what's happening here coming in from the side of MYA. Ooh, Aurora. I like this a lot. Coldness Destroy could be a very, very, very interesting mechanic here, because we did see Aurora being used to very big success in MSC. Just using Coldness Destroy and all the other spells to just stack up those stuns and just destroy enemy teams with area of effect. So I do like this. Rounding off the picks coming in from this side of Singapore, nothing much change. Saber. So it's going to be Hayabusa, Jawhead, with the Harley, with the Hylos as well as the Saber. So triple sweep is going to be...
will stretch their limit. However, if they can do it, I'm going to give them a 50-50% chance in executing it, which can snowball the game into their favor.
It definitely can snowball the game into the favor, but they've got to be very, very wary though of this entire composition that has been brought upon. That has been brought forward here by a Resurgence, because they do have the Hayabusa, which is just going to be a pain in terms of the quad shadow, using it as an escape, using it as an initiation tool, as well as VT on that Jawhead. So they have 2 to 3 very consistent engages that they could use against members of MYA. But I've just got to be really, really wary of how MYA is going to position themselves and how they're going to take advantage of this, because we've seen time and time again Cho with the Shunpo, with that Jeet Kundo, and of course with the Way of the Dragon, used up that lockdown just to set up some really good fights. And Padel, oh, there goes the blade sweep right there. Padel being hit off by Zion as well as Zien, and they decide not to go against it. Padel and Nin now over to the top side might need a little bit more pressure. We do see over to the bot side, however, there is going to be a little bit of a...
Lamau gets caught out there. Looks like Lamau will be the first victim to fall down. Really good patience coming out from the sides of Resurgence there, as they do find the first blood into their favor.
Hermit, Crab. Now the Crab now being taken up from the side of Resurgers. Resurgers now drawing first blood and drawing the aggression that they want to be playing on at this level of play. I do like what's going on here, but MYA is setting up a death brush that could be taken advantage of if the Hayabusa goes
VT
to
is
front.
far too squishy to be tower diving at that length there. It was a good knockup to make sure that, you know, he was taken down. Jawhead does bite off a little bit more than he can chew. On the bottom side, Hayabusa is playing really well, given the fact that he knows Aurora's going to be there.
Lamau in a big spot of bother here. He might be able to quad Shadow away, but decides to go and run away to Shadow and DAs here over to the bot side. Lane priority should be given to the bot side for either side of the team if they want to contest that turtle. So I do see that there is going to be a mobilization heading towards the bot side. 2 members of RSG are over to the top side. So this could be the opening that MYA needs to contest that turtle. But they've got to be wary though, because Cho is off. And if RSG were to respond towards the turtle steal, they could have
Padel
problems.
needs to be cautious. He can't get caught off here. He is sandwiched with the team. He doesn't really know that. Hellcat will get the kill up there. That is because of the Aurora freeze that went through. I was about to say that Shadows has not been showing up in this Aurora pick just yet. And here we see it. Padel will get popped with the Harley ultimate being thrown up there. But they have already started the turtle at this point. They need to charge up the auto attack so that he can go and look for the burst. Back down to the last bit of 10%. They will not be able to secure it in the end. It's too slow.
Oh, Shadow now taking a little bit too much damage here. There comes the Coldest Destroy, but it's a little bit too late though. As the Hellcat comes in, Nin getting the kill as well. Beautiful stuff being shown here from the side of MYA, getting it 1 for 1, but it is going to be Resurgence that takes up all the advantages here. Oh, beautiful stuff here. Zion gets kicked and gets knocked up, but here comes Resurgence's Zin to help him out. Padel now looking towards making sure that the push isn't real. Priority could be over to the top side here, considering the amount of damage that is towards MYA's top side turret. This could be bad here for MYA if Resurgence decide to give priority towards the top side. Oh, this bad here. Oh, the numbers are not good coming in from the side of Zin. The dive could be good, but the triple sweep will get him down. 1 for 2 in exchange. MYA definitely feels the advantages here, taking it up, and they need to continue pushing this top side here if they want to stay even with Resurgence. They need another turtle just to make sure that they get the gold and experience they need to stay level. Oh, beautiful way of the dragon here onto VL. VL getting hit again. There goes the Coldness Destroy, and it's going to be Shadow that gets the secured kill.
It is really nice job there coming by, coming by the players of FVMYA. They are able to, distract across the map, pick up the individual targets, and they will be able to prioritize structures here. And so they will be able to equalize in terms of towers being taken. They are ahead in terms of kills. However, they are a little bit behind because of the turtle gold that had been secured by RSG, but nonetheless, it is still a close 1,000 approaching the 5-minute mark.
Alright, now VT now, now Resurgence now looking towards getting something over to the mid side here. Padel going off with that third shot of the Jeet Kune Do will not hit anything but air. Nin now starting to get as much charges as they can. Look at the amount of damage here being drawn out to the mid side here. Oh, beautiful stuff here. Padel taking a little bit too much damage here, but MYA now in, trying to take it off, and Nin gets the double kill. Beautiful, beautiful counter attack there being shown by MYA, and it seems the lead has been taken by MYA. Resurgence putting too much of their eggs into one basket, putting so much pressure and so much of their hopes into the ambush strat that they're going to go for. Another turtle coming in from the side of MYA here. This could actually put them ahead of RSG if they are to get this without much contested. Zion not too far off.
Padel zoning them away exactly what they need for it to happen. They will be able to secure it. It looks like they will be jumping onto one person, but I'm not quite exactly, the right sort of engagement they're looking for here. Really messy. Lamau will be the next one to be caught out. Will he be able to escape and be the slippery person? No, he does go down next. And now Ace will be able to jump away to safety, but still finds a trapdoor right at the end of it. We're going to see yet another freeze come through. A retribution kill comes back. It's still 2 for 2. But with that in mind, RSG keeps the goal lead ahead.
Keep gold lead ahead. Yes, they will definitely be allowed to get some more items out of it, but we do see Resurgence now pushing it off as much as they can. Look at the amount of pressure that MYA is trying to relieve here. As long as they get relief from the pressure, MYA will be able to stay competitive in this matchup here. 70 seconds until Lord comes back in, so I'm really excited to see how
That's
this
a
is gonna
lot
go.
of reallys.
Yes, I'm really excited to see that, because when I look at it, I just, wow, look at that ace now going for the spin to win, and it's going to be Charles that gets it. Lamau, Padel, and Shadow now heading towards the mid side. There's going to be a bit of priority here given down towards the bottom side, whereas top priority goes over to Resurgence. Resurgence should actually exercise it, send Hayabusa over to split push, but Gusion as well realizes this, goes up to the top side and relieves the pressure.
MYA is playing a lot of a smarter game, playing a lot more proactively, and I think a lot of this is coming to the Aurora freeze that's coming through. You know, setting up kills for many of them to happen. If, like the earlier fight, for instance, at Turtle, did not have the initial freeze and burst coming through, they would have gotten wiped away. So now as we transition into the middle phase of the game, we're going to start to see that the priority to remove Aurora away, Shadow's work is going to be that much more difficult to execute, but still not impossible.
Now we do see that over to the mid side here, Resurgence starting to set up another ambush, and this is the playstyle that Resurgence has been playing off in quite a while here.
Padel finds them.
Padel goes into it. Zion is in the middle of it. They do turn on the ultimate. They have the speed and the stats to fight for. The ace now taking a little bit too much damage here. Nin hanging out over to the backside here, making sure the flanks are open in case he wants to go for it. A very wise choice here coming in from the side of Resurgence to back off, and another death bush here. Death bush here that could set them up. This is going to be very interesting for them.
Shadow needs to really just engage at any given time. He could have engaged in the previous team fight that went on there, but given so many members are not from them, I don't understand why they're specifically waiting in that brush, because that is, you know, just death waiting over there. You're not supposed to wait there for such extended periods of time, especially not when your damage dealers are not with you. What are you potentially going to expect with an Akai Aurora there?
Definitely, and we do see, oh, there goes the flick onto Ace now, getting the ejector, where Shadow not too far off. And I do like the fact that Shadow now, in terms of itemization, already has most of the cooldown, the cooldown reduction items, as well as some crazy ability power. With the amount of damage that Coldness Destroy comes, you can see that as long as he hits the Coldness Destroy onto one of the high priority targets, on the high priority targets like VL or maybe like ZN, for example, this is going to be very interesting here. Oh, Ace.
Once again, the exact same thing that happens. You know, he walks into the brush, Joy, it throws him up into the air just for a little bit. We also are looking out at Gushen and Hellcat being so heavily playing up top. Unsure of why this is, given the fact that your Aurora is, you know, waiting in the brush, trying to stay hidden, looking for a potential pick. You see Akai, you know, once again trying to go out to the area over there. It's going to be a good setup.
There goes the Coldness Destroy, and this is going to be bad here for the side of Resurgence. Resurgence now trying to get as much advantages as they can. This is really good here. Padel has to get back, and VT taking a little bit too much damage there, has to go back, and there it goes. Highloft now getting taken down. Another one getting taken down for the side of Resurgence. MYA now a little bit discoordinated here. VL could be the next target for them.
Can they clean up? That will be the next thing, but Lamar does throw off the blades.
Look at the damage!
Come back! The one last one, VL is going to be there. It will be a 5-man wipe. And that is what we're looking for here. The damage dealers finally coming in will be able to secure and clean up the team fight that's there. Resurgence now will be hitting themselves in the head going, why did we decide to stay on for that much longer? Given the fact that Hellcat and Gushen is ahead in levels compared to their team.
And look at the amount of gold that Hellcat is sitting on right now. 10,308 right now, with a KDA of 7-1 and 5. 4,000 gold in favor of Aurora 218. It is a little bit of good. It's pretty good, because considering the amount of gold that you have, yeah, the KDA is not as great as the Hellcat on the Aurora side. That's fine. But the fact that you're still able to do tons of damage with that Coldness Destroy, you're able to deny so much area when that Coldness Destroy drops down. As soon as that Coldness Destroy drops down, the carries get down half-life, you can immediately see Hellcat drop down onto Resurgence, and Resurgence crying for their mama.
Well, MYA is showing that they are no slouches when it comes to changing up the gameplay. Really good adaptation in terms of just, changing a little bit, adding the crowd control by having the Aurora pickup that's there, still very much aggressive coming out from them, still very much their sort of style, just a little bit, less risky when it comes down to it. Here we also see that the kills are going to the right people, so MYA taking that big lead ahead. But can they be patient enough and utilize Lord in the right way, or will they potentially get punished? Akai is not all that tanky.
Oh, there he goes now. VT going to get hit with a beautiful wave of the dragon, followed up with a beautiful kill there, coming in from the side of Gushan on the side of MYA, and it seems that, oh my god, researchers might actually get upset by this. We did not expect MYA to be performing the way they are, and it seems that MYA has already made the adjustments needed in order to defeat Resurgence. Wow, Justin, wow.
Really good stuff here. I'm going to see that yet another one does get caught out here. Triple sweep will bring down Saber. And the next one is going to be Suna as that does get frozen away. Helga goes godlike at this point as they are going to destroy.
Wow, goodness gracious me, did you see that amount of damage coming in here? The Coldness Destroy coming in last minute, but Helga doing all of the work.
Yeah, VL managed to hat away exactly in time just as Coldness Destroy was about to hit. And Shadows is doing such a good job here, making sure that the team is constantly in the fights and its advantages towards them. 10 assists already been going out there. Currently, one of the highest participating members aside the Assassins that's going through. And with that in mind, they are 9 kills ahead with a 6,000 goal lead with 3 towers additionally to their advantage.
Wow.
I do have to praise the evolution of patience compared to what we saw yesterday.
Definitely.
MYA makes even more improvements in the following game, we can see, a big upswing in what they're going to be doing. However, Resurgence has not lost the very first game yet. There's still a chance for them to come back here. Harley is already collecting lots of additional items with 8,400 gold. That's a pretty good margin to launch himself into the late game phase. But can they keep up, as now there are multiple members that have hit the level cap on MYA side?
Well, considering that most of the members are hitting the level cap on the side of MYA, it's going to be an uphill battle here for the side of Resurgence. Considering that Harley is fairly far behind, and considering how some of the goal. Oh wait, before that though, Lamau in a bit of trouble here. This could be Resurgence trying to turn it around, but no, Hellcat way too hot, way too legendary. Nin is too hot. He is the man that is never hot. Unless the sun himself shines on him, he will still continue to be hot. And man, oh man, there goes another double kill. Being super aggressive with this gameplay. MYA is reborn into something aggressive. And look at the amount of consistent amount of pressure that's being applied by MYA. I do not know about you guys, but man, look at MYA.
They should back away from this. They don't have the minions already.
No, they can. Another monster kill coming in here.
Now they should go in. The minions are coming back. They still are being a little bit greedy with this. Should just go in and end the game. Exactly what the Assassins decide to do as they distract away. Congratulations to MYA, the first upset that's coming through. I gave him a 50-50 if Aurora could perform, and I would say stamp of approval. Aurora did perform this time around, but also a big kudos coming in from the overall patience of the team that's there. Resurgence on the other side though did come in with a lineup that looked pretty strong on paper, however did not manage to find and funnel the goal to the right amounts of people. Their passive play did not quite work out well against MYA, in particular with VT playing Jawhead.
I'm just gonna say this, like GG MYA. We did not. Okay, like before the game started, right? We had our tea, cheers to you guys, tea.